Hi everybody. Today I celebrated 10th anniversary of my publishing Amazon. So I want to talk about little about me. I'm born September 12, 1965. I'm ordinary physics worker in a cement factory. And I 10 years before start publishing my book on Amazon, like Independence Auto. And in this period, I published about 12, 13 books, three novellas, five poetry collection, three short novella, and one fairy tales, two fairy tales. Writing is my hobby, so I'm not perfect in writing. That is because I'm not famous, but I really like when I pick up my book and watch what I do. I first started in this interesting with this book, this science fiction book. I did this book maybe 20, 30 times. And last copy editing I finished a few days ago. So this is science fiction, and I can read some this such about the book. Henry Broncon is a cyber modified soldier, a special teams commander, and the sole survivor of the fields of death, Battle of the Planet Godena. Unable to Battle Morat, Planet Morat, sorry. Unable to shake off his old demons, he enlists in a new mission to collect more of them. Planet Cortina is prized new acquisition from the war with Anskas until it stops killing everyone who lands on it. The three-complete expedition to the planet disappears suddenly with no trace and no survivors. High Command is ready to write a rich planet off permanently inaccessible until lone survivors send the cryptic SOS signals from the planet's surface using outdated Morse code. Now Henry Broncon with platoon of hardened criminals and his only troops must lead a force of prisoners, mythics, and all friends in the last-ditch effort to save resourceful VIP survivor from powerful and unknown enemy. In the process, he will attempt to lay claim to perfectly preserved remains of the 2,000-year-old advanced civilization that once thrived on the now deadly planet Godena. Can planet Godena be salvaged for the Interstellar Confederation? Will anyone return from this mission alive, or will Henry, his squad, and his VIP all end up being buried there together, along with everyone else who has gone there before them? This is full action story with some thrillers and space opera. Last year's I write a sequel of this book. This is named Scarce Fury. And I read something little about 6 years have passed since Kenny Broken and his team destroyed Nakulba. The prisoner have been freed. The Omega Quadrant is quarantined. Only archaeologists and scientists have access to the planet Godina, while it under the constant surveillance of intergalactic military alliance. After anomaly is unearthed, DNA terrorists tasked with investigation Godena, unaware of that threat of dangerous enemy looming over the part of galaxy, and her team is the first be targeted. So if you like science fiction, space opera action book with some dose of thrillers, you can choose this book. Yes, I know I'm not perfect in the writing, and I know, but maybe you like the story. That novella I write is the dream of the forest. This is the dystopian story, post-apocalypse dystopian love story, romance, and I now want to read something about it. The year is 2197. More than 100 years had passed since the natural cataclysm of the Earth's surface. The surviving inhabitants of the Earth were now living in a heavenly city above the clouds and did not want to descend back to the unstable surface of the Earth. Helen was a lawyer who lived in one of the cities. Her life was perfect, but soon she was to find out that all this was an illusion. For her dreams will be scattered like the leaves in the winds, and the only thing left for her to return to would be her hometown. But on her way home, a car accident on the heavenly highway turned her in a completely different direction. Helen was suddenly falling with the car down to the surface of the earth, and in the forest world that was completely foreign to her. Was it true what they told her that no one had survived on the surface of Earth? What if the truth was completely different? What if on Earth there were survivors? So, if you love adventure, romance, an action story, maybe you like this my book, The Dreams of the Forest. And now I published five collection of poetry. One is The Golden Tree. Second is The Flaming Horses. Third is The Twitter of Night Nightingale. Fourth is The Child of Happiness. And the fifth is the love poetry collection, When the Moon Take All the Dreams. Love poetry. Maybe you like my poetry too. So, and last, I write the novella. One is The Black Seed, SF novella, noveletta. I don't know. I read short about this book. When their world is divided, when there is no way to find a peaceful solution, they have awakened the protectors. Beware of their anger. There is no escape from them because they are the black seeds. This is interesting story of Earthling who want to conquer all universe, but sometimes he finds something different on the planet, but they won't conquer it. My second novella is 200 to 225. It's not good to look. This is the post-apocalyptic story or something about it. The word is each unattended lives overnight become the place where everything had turned upside down. He and his family helplessly watched what is happening in the world. The deadly catharsis 6 years has begun to spread across the planet. Authority abolished human rights overnight. Arnold has to fight for his family as the war falls apart. The past, which Arnold has been hiding for years, is his only weapon, but will it be enough to save his family? So if you like super short novella, maybe about 125 page. Do you like my book? Third novella is The Collector, post-apocalyptics. And this some not good future. They were kidnapped. Nobody knows where they are. They all receive instruction to follow the path through the forest. What they discover will come as true shock. The truth is hiding under a veil of secrets. This is interesting story of being a collector. So if you like science fiction, maybe you like my book. Last one that I have at home is my fairy tale, Joseph the Good Giant. Joseph the Good Giant was gentle as he was big. He lived in the cottage in the forest, using his powerful magic to do good for any and all who crossed his path. Far and wide was Joseph the Good Giant known for his kindness and his magic. But wicked wizard Morgul wanted that powerful magic for himself, so he deceived the good giant and stole his magic ring. Joseph was determined to get his lost treasure back and set off on a quest to find the wicked wizard. Join the good giant Joseph and see where his adventures will lead. Using a magic staff to find a way, meet fantastic creatures and fight dragons, fight magic battle, and brave your fears. And above all, always remember that only do good. A fairy tale of giant and his journey in dangerous quest. So if you kid loves fairy tales, this is for me. Because I write to my daughter. She was young. And after 10 years, I'm very happy because I write a lot of books. And my mind's going to the paper. Some people like, some people don't like. Some people say, you know what? Some people say it's very good. So if you want to read my book, go on my Amazon page. You can read the samples of book. Maybe you like my writings, maybe you don't like. I don't know. Every person is different. Every people like different stuff. So if you, I'd be happy if you read my book and set the review of my story. And for 10 years, I'm really happy because I learned a lot of things. 10 years before, I didn't know. Almost, I know English, but not I didn't know like I know now. Because I read in the school, I learn in the school English, and it's that be 50 years before that. And I must translate my book. I must read a lot of books I read on English, but I didn't do 50 years ago. And I start from the beginning. I learn how edit the book. I learn how the book look like. I learn a lot about editing and writing of so many things. Because in the writer, you must pay. I must pay the cover. I must pay some editing, copy editing. But most thing I edit myself. I translate myself. I try to be better writer, but sometimes in life happens a lot of things. I'm so happy that I write my idea on the paper. They have that books that I show you. It's not easy to go in that journey of writing, especially if you're alone and if you don't have anybody to help you and to show you how to do that. And I must learn something. I learned YouTube, a lot of things I learned on YouTube, a lot of things I learned everything. Now I have my channel to promote little my book, to promote another book because I read a lot of books and other writers, and I'll be happy about that because when you have his book in your hand, you feel the paper, the smell of the new book when it happened. You say to himself, "Oh, this is what I wrote. It's very nice." And it'd be very nice if somebody else who read my book say this is very cool story and put some reviews on my books. It'd be very nice. I know people read my books, somebody books. Very good. Reviews on my books, I didn't know, but it is normal. Uh, what I want to say. Thank you, everybody who helped me on this journey of writing. I hope some future I must not find the publisher who want my book, but that is only my, how to say, wish. In my wish somebody want publish my books. For now, I publish like independent author, and I'm happy about it. So thank you because you're watching my video, and goodbye.